We good?
Welcome to Green Chairs. We've got MarthaJane with us today. I'm James, and we're going to be talking about her song, Deeper. All right, so Deeper has some sexual implications there.
Definitely does.
Is the song about...
Exclusively about sex?
Yes.
Yes. It's about the depth of relationship.
You love me deep, deeper than comfortable. You reached into my soul, deeper than anyone has dared to touch me.
It's about the depth of relationship, and that it's terrifying and it's uncomfortable sometimes when you have a relationship that is so close, that you're known so well, maybe a little better than you wish you were known. But also like the beauty of being known well. So Deeper is a song I wrote. It's a birthday song. I don't know if we've said that I write a song for James every year for his birthday, and this came amidst, like, oh my gosh, he was deploying, he was coming home, I was having reconstructive surgery after my first time with breast cancer. We were living in North Carolina at the time, and I was just like growing in my editing chops, and so I did some layers with the music, and I felt so vulnerable in our relationship, but I felt so loved. You want a story? Dude, these stories are heavy.
Yeah, gotta bring
They're heavy. Like, I am excited about this song. It's a sexy song, but going to those heavy spots is scary for me. Again, it's like a deep vulnerability. It's a relationship that I don't want to tell stories about. I'm still avoiding it. No, I do want to tell the stories, but the stories come from, James being a chaplain and going and working in the ER and seeing naked people all the time.
Why was that?
And religiously, that was a terrifying thing for me, that somehow he would get hit with the stupid stick seeing someone naked, and that our marriage would be over for some reason.
Well, you say for some reason, but like, what are the church implications there? Like, what were you taught that made me working in the ER around injured naked people
scary,
a threat to our marriage?
Right. So religiously, I was taught that, don't think about inappropriate things, which inappropriate is such a broad term, but like, don't do anything to stimulate yourself or others sexually, except within the confines of marriage. Like, then it's free for all, sort of. And so knowing that we're coming from such a repressive culture, and then I was so excited he was going to be a chaplain, because I didn't want him to be a doctor, because doctors saw naked people. See, that's how scared I was of the human body, even after my first time with breast cancer.
And you didn't realize that chaplains can be hospital chaplains and work right alongside doctors.
Right. Well, I know.
All right.
That was like, I guess maybe I knew, but I didn't know. So so an example of this is that once upon a time, he was working in an ER, and there was a busload of, I don't know what you're able to share with me. Like, what I heard, I didn't hear specifics, but was that a busload,
we just can't give names,
kids from cheerleading camp were on the bus, and the bus had an accident, and so like a busload of cheerleaders came in, and I say kids, but they're like older kids. Now this sounds so creepy.
Well, this is creepy, like for a bunch of high school girls.
Mm-hmm.
And the hard part is talking about things that are taboo, right? Yeah. So like, is somebody allowed to be attracted to attractive people, even if they're in high school? Is somebody allowed to be attracted to somebody of the other set, like somebody outside of their marriage, even though they're married?
So what is attraction, and what's the bad part of it?
Right. And so there was a busload of cheerleaders. They had a rollover accident in their bus. They took them to different hospitals because there were so many of them. And the first thing that they do when they bring somebody into the trauma room is they cut all their clothes off. And in a military hospital, they call a chaplain for every trauma that happens. And so the chaplain goes to the head of the bed. They cut all the people's clothes off. And I'm probably doing maybe anywhere between 5 and 30 traumas a day, like a night, like when I work a night shift. And so it's not just like a busload of cheerleaders, it's person after person after person. And something that I had to work through was, how do I be a chaplain around nudity?
Regardless of attractiveness.
Regardless of attractiveness. Like, how do I minister to this person whose penis is... He's high and he's doing the helicopter with his penis in the trauma room. How do I minister to that person as a chaplain?
Right.
When there's somebody who's got high on cocaine and was in a motorcycle accident and smashed their face in a mailbox.
And when you look away, whether it's an attractive person or a maimed person,
right,
physically, what does that do to the person in the trauma who's looking at you?
And they start experiencing shame because I'm looking away. Nobody else is looking away. They're professional doctors in the room. Am I looking away? So I had to work through a lot of stuff in that training of how to minister to people in the midst of their trauma and grief while they're naked, because I have all of these religious and social and
spousal issues. Like, I was not healthy. I was not healthy with my own sexuality, sensuality. I was not healthy with how I perceived bodies and what was porn and what wasn't porn. And porn's terrible at this point in my brain. And and seriously, there were so many religious gatekeeping for sensuality and checking in. Like, we would do check-ins every month, sponsored and supported by church teachings of, like, how are you doing with, looking at inappropriate pictures, and this was condoned. And it's such a power play. It's such a gross power play to, like, check in. Are you still thinking good thoughts? Are you only thinking of me? Like, it's just white knuckle grip, which at the same time, as a religious presence, it makes it okay for me, but I couldn't rectify it. Like, deep down in my soul, I knew it was okay for doctors to be doctors. I knew it was okay for chaplains to be in trauma rooms, but it still hurt like hell. And it was not only because of my religious past that it hurt so bad or was so scary or so threatening, but it was because I had breast cancer when I was 24 years old. I had major surgeries that scooped out, like, I don't know, like the scar from the original one is still there. And because I had breast cancer again and then had both boobs chopped off. But this was before that.
But you had breast cancer. There was some asymmetry.
Oh, terrible asymmetry.
And so you were dealing with
personal body shame, feeling totally unattractive myself. And so the idea is way more sexy in my head than what is actually happening in the trauma room.
Right, like, yeah. And it's hard to convey that, right? Like, it's hard to be like, hey, there's these cheerleaders that were, and there were people who died that day, and I'm ministering to the families, and I am, like, tore up because children died that day. and I'm not able to talk about and express my grief because we're having to talk about attractiveness and sexuality, and I'm like, like, yes, they were attractive, but no, I wasn't. Like, there was blood everywhere, and there was like the people were getting stitched up, people were getting surgery. There was some who just had little wounds, who were scared that their modeling careers were over, and navigating the emotions of like, okay, how do I minister to somebody who's being petty about their little scar when they don't know that their best friend has died in the next trauma room over. Like, there's so many things going on, and we were stuck in the roadblock of sexuality.
It was a roadblock, but there was also an awareness that the roadblock existed, and I didn't know how to break through that. I didn't know how to be there for you. And he didn't know how to talk to me. And we weren't okay, but we were doing really hard things too. And like you were the best chaplain in the world. And I know that deeply because I know all of your stories. Because we didn't stop talking just because it was hard to talk.
Right. And so we got to know each other deeper. And how long was this into our marriage?
Okay, so that was probably about 13 years into our marriage. 14. So not a short time.
Yeah. So we knew each other. We thought we knew each other pretty well.
But in new circumstances, wow, there's so much more that can be learned, and so much more that can be trying, and the experiences like really test you and break often. I remember like needing to run away sometimes. It only lasts a couple hours, but I just like hop in my car and I've got to go be by myself. I remember one time when you were having experiences or learning things in your chaplain training. Like, what was the example? I think it may have been dealing with the trauma room and how you would, I think it had to do with nudity in the trauma room still. So those things. But you were discussing it amongst your chaplain group. Yeah,
so we had supervision and a chaplain group that we would discuss our thoughts and feelings.
Right. So he had a whole group that he could like parse these things out, and he was sharing with them, and he was having experiences, and I was just at home with the kids.
Alone.
Homeschooling the kids.
Yeah.
And just dealing with all of it. And I remember I just said, I've got to go. And I got in the car, I didn't know where to go. So I drove to the Mormon temple, and I sat in that parking lot for a little bit. I didn't go inside. Like I could have gone inside, but I didn't go prepared, in my dress or bring any of my temple things. And I just sat in the parking lot and cried until I was kind of done crying. And then I decided to treat myself, and I ordered a massage. I treated myself to a massage, or at least I set up the appointment. And then I came home and I was like, at least time to integrate into myself. But as a woman, as a mom of 4 at the time, I didn't have time to process. I didn't have the community to process. It was such a lonely time. And a lot of your fellow Mormon church members didn't really understand. Couldn't understand this whole chaplain side of things. Or the sexuality side of things. Like, you would bring up, either you couldn't talk about it, or then there was other Mormons that were like, I don't understand why it's a problem. It's not a problem for me. I orgasm all the time. Like, what's your problem? Right. And so there's it was difficult to find your community of people who could empathize with you. Yeah, so I just kept it all inside. And then we'd move from place to place to place as a military family, and so that was more isolation. It brought us closer, or it could have broken us, and so being known so deeply is the opportunity to, it's a scary opportunity, but to be loved more deeply. The more you are known, the more you can trust that the love you are receiving is loving who you are. And so that's what this song is based on. So the first line is meant to be somewhat of a double entendre, or you love me deep, deeper than comfortable. Whew, sometimes. You reached into my soul deeper than anyone has dared to touch me. Lies. I never thought they were fickle and useless words seeping into my bones, and only you had fight enough to call their bluff.
So what does that mean?
I had so many words, so many teachings in my head that were so like ingrained in my bones, and it was our relationship. You had the fight to call the bluff of the ways my brain was lying to me, whether it was through anxiety or through conflict with my beliefs and my lived experience. You were there beside me to fight those battles with me, not for me, because I was the one that had to internalize them, but you called the bluff of those things that were hurting me, hurting us. And yeah, so only you had fight enough to call their bluff.
Because you had like a strong defense.
Oh, I had God on my side. I was right.
Right, yeah.
I was right.
There were strong defenses for those lies.
Yeah.
And it took not just like a conversation.
Years and years and decades. It hurts when it comes out, but truth has escaped my mouth and you're still here. So I guess that tells me you love me deeper. And that's the first verse. Truth has escaped my mouth and you're still here. And that's kind of the scary thing for those of us who are empaths, who are high anxiety. We wonder if we tell the truth, if the world will explode. Or if the relationship will be over. Truth like, I'm bi, you know.
Mm-hmm. So like if you express that you're bisexual, that the whole world will end because of the teachings.
Because you're my husband, and like that doesn't fit within a marriage context. Like, what do I even do with that? So just be quiet. Just don't bring it up. You know, those sorts of things.
What is that? Yeah, like it won't only destroy my marriage, but how do I navigate a religious context if I say that I'm attracted to women? Dude,
women are beautiful, amazing creatures.
What will that do to, you know, your salvation prospects? How does that mesh with the teachings that we've been taught from the church, that there's just male and female and men go with women and you know, like,
and it goes to that attraction thing again.
Right.
It's like, oh, whenever I see a sensually powerful woman that awakens something sensually powerful in me, does that mean I'm gay? Does that mean I'm bi? Does that mean I'm just a woman feeding off other women? I don't know, but that was a scary thing to even let come out of my mouth.
I think part of that too is the concept that when you get married, the man you marry is only supposed to have eyes for you.
And nothing else is attractive.
And nothing else is attractive, right? So I'm only attracted. And so for you to be able to say, I'm bi, means that you're attracted to somebody other than me.
Which opens the door for him to be attracted to other people too.
Right.
Terrifying, except we're humans.
Which is weird.
Which is weird. Like, wait. You're a human and I'm a human, and we can notice things that are attractive and beautiful.
And still not act on them.
Or
if appropriate and consensual, and you know, maybe you can act on them. Which is also another scary thing. Right.
And if I do, then what happens if he does? I'm like, my whole foundation was at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a little bridge in my song. Deep like the tan on my shoulder, feel the breeze, and that's what the album art is like tan on my shoulder at a little beach in Greece. It was a good day.
Yeah.
Topless.
Mm-hmm. I like
beaches.
Europe. I've grown to very much dislike the Puritan mindset that's ingrained in America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love sunshine on my body. It's beautiful. Deep like the tan on my shoulder, feel the breeze. Deep as the blue in your eyes, like the sea. Deep, deep, deep like the scars that you only see. Deep like the years behind you and me. We've been married twice as long now as when I wrote that.
Wow. So something
Deep
else
and deeper. Go ahead.
Something else about this song is that it's played on the radio.
It was played on the radio, yeah. I co-produced a radio show, Stagecraft, when we were living in Arlington, we were living in Springfield, Virginia, and this radio show is based out of Arlington, Virginia. And I co-produced it, this radio show's interviewing artists, and you like what you see? And part of that was I create the whole show, and then as the producer I can do whatever I want. And so I tagged this song at the end of one of the radio shows, and it was played on the radio. But I thought that was like a little checkbox, like, okay, local radio, right? But I did it myself, so it felt a little bit cheater. But then the radio station called me and they're like, hey, we really like that song. Is it okay if we put that on our list of songs that we can play? And I'm like, yeah, you can buy it from me for $7 and you can play it anytime you want. So yeah, so that's been played on WERA in Arlington, Virginia.
So fun.
It is so fun. Oh, so though it was written around 2013, 2014, it was sorry, I just get distracted when your eyes go down. It's cool. What were we talking about? So when okay, the exciting thing is that I just uploaded it for release coming up this Friday. The release date will be February 27th, 2026, and it will be available to the world, finally. That's the beautiful thing about having some of my ducks in a row as I'm learning the business of music and audio production, and I'm able to take my old stuff and get it ready to actually launch, whereas it's just been sitting in my files for years and years.
So it's
super
hitting
exciting.
Spotify here and hitting the other places.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
This week.
Yeah. Anything else about the song or about the relationship that inspired Deeper?
Like we talked about trauma, relationships, attraction, scars, but like there really is such a truly deep nature of scars. Physical scars, emotional scars, relationship scars, and just to finalize, like, to be known so deeply, like you were there for almost all of my scars, but you didn't give them to me. So to be known so deeply and to still be loved is one of the most beautiful things.
I'm sure I gave you some emotional scars.
Yeah, you did.
And thinking about the scars, having 5 children.
That's a deep.
I gave you those children, and they tore you.
Mm-hmm.
And those are scars. There's just like so many scars that happen in the course of a relationship,
In a lifetime, like whether I don't think it's avoidable.
Mm-hmm.
In the friendships that we have, in the relationships that we have, we we will not be a perfect fit or be everything to each other.
Yeah.
And to have the opportunity to navigate those with someone is pretty special.
Yeah.
James's birthday's coming up. I'm working on his new song coming out in April.
Coming out in April. It's going to drop.
Mm-hmm. Deeper.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
And enjoy this episode of Green Chairs. We're going to be playing her song, Deeper.
Yep. Nice.
Cool. Yeah.
Solid. I felt so heavy approaching this song. It's been hard, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
I wish being human was easier. Thanks for riding with me.
I'm your ride or die.
You can go for a ride. I just remembered something. We didn't put our
phone storage full.
We didn't use our microphones at all.
Oh.
I remembered that 10 minutes in.
Oh man.
And I decided to just go with
Just
it.
go with it, huh?
Yeah.
We didn't use another microphone either.
No, but we got 3 here.
Okay.
We can figure out what's best.
Yeah.
You love me deep, deeper than comfortable. You reached into my soul, deeper than anyone has dared to touch me. Lies I never thought they were, fickle and useless words seeping into my bones, and only you had fight enough to call their bluff. It hurts when it comes out, but truth has escaped my mouth, and you're still here.